And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to.
Man, listen.
So Karmelo Anthony's family has requested a court-appointed attorney instead of using some of the $600,000, $700,000 that they got in the GoFundMe from everyone that was feeling like, oh yeah, this young man was being so bullied, let me give them money. Only for him to now be charged with first-degree murder, which means the jury saw something in it too, because the indictment, like, they got to see some things. And so where's that money gonna go? I'll tell you where it's gonna go. His parents are gonna live off of it while he goes to jail, because sympathetic black people, yeah, it's the truth, gave them free money. Why can't we be sympathetic to the right shit as black people? Why do we get behind the wrong side of shit?
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we got some really bad news for the Karmelo Anthony family, because it seems as if the grift is up. It seems as if they no longer have the ability to raise money in significant amounts in order to fight for Karmelo Anthony's right to a fair trial, right? Because this is what they claim that they're doing with the money. However, some court documentation has come out suggesting that they're doing things with the money that people suggested they were doing with the money from the beginning that have nothing to do with proving Karmelo's innocence, because it is likely that he is not innocent. It is likely that they know he's not innocent. And again, this is why apparently they're not using all of the money on legal representation, which is what the EBT people believed when they donated to the Karmelo family. Now, all of a sudden, the Karmelo family is coming out and saying that they're broke, right? They don't have any money anymore. Okay. In fact, they're now basically trying to get a public defender, despite the fact that it looked like they had a private attorney. But now they're looking for a court-appointed attorney because they don't have any money. And a lot of people are asking questions about, okay, well, where did the money go, right? Like, how is it that you blew through over $500,000 and it's only been a few months? Like, how is that possible? Okay. So again, I want to read the original post that broke this story, coming from Sarah Fields, an independent journalist on X. And then we're going to get into some reactions from black people, some of whom did support Karmelo Anthony, who are now upset, right? They're stunned. They're shocked that the family is broke, okay? And they're disappointed, despite the fact that it should have been obvious that this was one big grift from the beginning, okay? And people like me tried to warn all of these ignorant black people that, hey, this guy is likely not innocent, okay? He does not have a very strong self-defense case, but, you know, I was called a sellout and, you know, racial slurs and all this other crazy stuff. But, you know, I was just trying to tell the truth, right? I was just trying to help save people some money, right? But, you know, hey, let's go ahead and get into this original post here from Sarah Fields. Breaking: Karmelo Anthony submitted an indigent packet to the Collin County Court requesting court-appointed legal representation as an indigent, financially destitute defendant. However, just 24 hours ago, the Anthony family updated their Give, Send, Go campaign to reflect a need to raise an additional $1.4 million for a legal team. Yeah, so I just want to be clear that this is not entirely accurate. It's not an additional 1.4. It's about an additional $800,000, $900,000 million for a total of 1.4 million. That's approximately what they're looking for, which is an outrageous amount. Again, considering how they've already raised over $500,000. Karmelo Anthony's mother, Kayla Haynes, who manages the Give Send Go, stated on April 17th, 2 months ago, that they had just gained access to the funds. At that time, they had already raised $350,000. The fundraiser has now reached $538,000. According to a source, their current attorney, Mike Howard, is more than likely charging a retainer fee of $10,000 to $30,000 and charges of $400 to $500 an hour. Where did the money go? Why do they need $1.4 million? Will they be granted indigence? And an appointed attorney with a Give Send Go of this magnitude, is this considered fraud? Yeah, so there's an update here, okay, on this. Sarah Fields has continued. She says, for those who are asking how this could be, it is because when you apply for indigency, relatives are not considered when it comes to sources of income, crime family, all the way around, being used by professional grifters. Yeah, I mean, I think that's likely probably what's going on here. Okay. And then she just broke the news that according to Karmelo Anthony's advocacy group, his application for indigent status was approved. Now, to be clear and to be fair, I've not seen any evidence for this yet. So this is just according to Sarah Fields. What I'm seeing here, looking at the court documentation, is that an indigent packet was filed on 6/25/2025, or at least that's what it looks like. Okay. But I'm not seeing anything about it being approved. Now, she's claiming that according to the advocacy group, it's been approved. So I don't know if it's been approved or not. I just want to make it very, very, very clear that I'm not sure, and I'm looking at the direct source here. And again, I'm just not entirely sure. What we do know, again, is that it looks like this was filed on 6/25/2025, according to the court documentation. She says, because Karmelo Anthony was approved for indigent defense, it's likely he will not receive a salaried public defender, but instead a private attorney who volunteered or who will be appointed and will be paid by the county using taxpayer funds. In places like Collin County, this kind of defense is common practice. Private attorneys can request payment either as a flat fee or hourly, around $100 an hour in court and $75 an hour out of court with court approval. Since it is a murder charge, the court might allow higher pay or hourly billing depending on complexity. The judge signs off on the final compensation. If we desire an audit or transparency in check, Angela Paxton and Jeff Leach could oblige if requested. We may want to ask them to review the process that oversaw this approval. And again, I don't know exactly how this process works, and that's why I'm a little confused, because to me, if they're broke and they're saying, hey, we need a court-appointed attorney, that suggests that they can't afford the current attorney that they still have, okay, one. And then two, again, what do they do with the money, right? Because if I was the Karmelo family, I would have used a vast majority of that money on a good lawyer, right, in order to, try to help prove that my son is innocent. But notice how they're not really saying that he's innocent, right? They're just saying that, well, we need money so that he can have a fair trial. They're not saying send us money so that we can prove that he's innocent. We believe that he's innocent. They're just saying, well, white supremacists are after us, the racists are attacking us, and we just want a fair trial, right? We just want a fair trial. And it's like, well, do you believe that he's innocent, right? Do you actually believe that this was self-defense? Apparently not, because I wouldn't want to have my son's case in the hands of a public defender when we're talking about him potentially going to jail for life. So at this point, it seems as if they may have decided that this case is so unwinnable that it is not even worth having a private attorney. It's not even worth spending that money on a private attorney. We're just going to get a court-appointed attorney because we're broke. And, hey, we're just going to roll the dice from there and try to raise as much money as we can and pocket that. I think that kind of seems to be what may be going on here. I don't know, but that's just kind of what it seems like. Regardless, some black people are feeling hoodwinked, bamboozled, run amok, led astray over the fact that the Karmelo Anthony's family is claiming that they're broke, despite the fact that, they were led to believe that these funds would be used for legal defense. Take a look.
Now, something ain't right. The family of Karmelo Anthony, who was accused of first-degree murder, is asking a GoFundMe for $1.4 million for legal fees. But something ain't right. They didn't raise over $538,000 for his legal fees. But they're asking for a court-appointed attorney. Asking for a court-appointed attorney. Listen, what y'all do with that money? What y'all do with that $500,000? That's $500,000. Something ain't going wrong. I don't know what his family doing, but y'all going through some money. Ain't no way you got $538,000 from GoFundMe for your legal fees and you asked for $1.4 million. Something ain't right. Y'all did some of that money. I don't care what you say. You don't go through $500,000 that's supposed to be for his legal fees and asking for $1.4 million. The cat's out the bag. The family did some of that money. That money's supposed to go for that boy's legal defense. And now you spending it or doing something. You gonna ask for $1.4 million? This is outrageous. The family of Karmelo Anthony needs to be investigated because you got $500,000 for his legal fund and you getting a court-appointed attorney and asking for $1.4 million. That's crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am frustrated, I am tired, and I'm damn near heartbroken. Because what I'm looking at right now, what I'm reading about the Karmelo Anthony case, this ain't just sad. It's sinful. It's shameful. It's sick. You mean to tell me this man is facing a first-degree murder charge, facing life in prison, and he just filed an indignant form? He's broke after supporters raised over $538,000 for his legal defense. This ain't gonna fly. Not today, but somebody gotta say it, and I guess it's me. Fees. They said it was to protect this young man and give him a fair shot at fighting for his life. But now, here we are, less than 2 months later, and this kid got no money left. He filed an indignant packet requesting a court-appointed attorney, meaning he can't afford his own defense anymore. And I'm supposed to believe this is just a coincidence?
Hell no.
Somebody got to pull the curtain back on these parents, because to me, this ain't adding up. Let's talk about that house. The family moved into a $900,000 rental in Frisco, Texas, one of the most upscale, high-end, gated communities in the area. They said it was because they were getting death threats. Okay, let's say I believe that. But why the $900K price tag? Why not a $300K safe house out in the country? Why not a secure apartment with a private security? Why the luxury zip code? Then let's talk about the car. A neighbor told reporters that a brand new car showed up soon after they moved in. New paper tags, fresh off the lot, expiring June 4th. And you mean to tell me that was paid for with security expenses? Or was that just mom and dad enjoying the donation run? The boy should have had a lawyer day one. I'm talking about top tier, no games, murder case attorney behind him. Retainers paid, hours billed, motions filed. But instead, we got a family blowing money on a house and a car. Talking about bodyguards and living expenses. And now begging for another $1.4 million.
Come on, dawg.
And
so Karmelo Anthony's family raised all of that money, and now they're filing in court that they're indigent, meaning that they're poor and they need a court-appointed an attorney. So what's so sad is that they literally threw their own son under the bus for financial gain. That's just what this is, because they should have took a plea deal for that boy. They should have took a plea deal for him, and they did not do that, and now he is facing life in prison, and that is so freaking sad. But they hustled y'all, though. They played on y'all emotions because he was black, and I don't even know, honestly, they knew the whole time that he did it.
Good morning, world. I am so disgusted. I promise you, I'm so disgusted. What I just heard is it made me so disgusted this morning. It's crazy. Now, like, the whole world was invested in talking about the Karmelo Anthony situation. Sometimes I tell you, these black people, boy, they just the worst. They the fucking worst sometimes. Hear me out. Hear me the out, okay? Because this shit don't make no sense. I'm trying to wrap this shit around my head and comprehend some of this bullshit that I just heard. Everybody and their mama was invested or even talking about or heard about the situation with Karmelo Anthony, because I think it's disgusting how some of these families think. And it's not just black people, but sometimes, to me, my opinion, sometimes black people just think about the dumbest shit to buy and purchase and don't think about the long-term shit or the main source of what they need the money for. You feel me? I promise you. I don't know what the fuck his family was thinking. I don't know what the fuck is going on with people. What's wrong with somebody that would do something like that? The whole purpose of raising the money was to get for the child.
Y'all, so I deleted my video about Karmelo Anthony family because is that not true? Because I don't like that. Now, it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. So is it true? Do they want the money or do they not? Like, I mean, that's the real big question here because that's the point that I was trying to make in my video. But they said new car, new house, gated community, all that. So what's really tea about it? Like, do anybody know the truth? Because I'm not understanding why is that going around. I mean, literally, I heard it. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to start deleting the videos because y'all got me. Y'all not finna clip farm me. So, and y'all probably already did. But guess what? It don't motherfucker matter. I said what the fuck I said. Do they want the money? I mean, like, what's really going on? I don't know. It's so many rumors that go around on the internet. But y'all know how the internet is. So it's no reason why I should sit here and delete my video. But I did because I'm for my people at the end of the day. And I need to know, do they want some money again? Did they say they want some money? I believe.
Okay, get me. Okay, get me. Why Karmelo Anthony's daddy, Drew, on the internet requesting for $1.4 million donation again? What did y'all do with all that money? What did y'all do with all that money? Where did it go? Ain't no way lawyer fees and all that stuff cost that much. They say y'all buy an Escalade and a brand new house with that money. Now y'all should have put that money up for that man lawyer fees because you know them people is fighting, trying to get that man, and he's young. So in a way y'all up there spend all that money like that y'all raised. That was supposed to be put aside for him with his lawyer fees and everything else that he need to have that money for. And y'all gonna sit up there and spend that boy money.
Yeah, so I promise you guys, I am not adding the fire alarm chirping in the background, okay? I do not have my fire alarm chirping, and I don't know what's up with all these ratchet black people having the fire alarm chirping in the background. But I'm not adding it, okay? I promise you it's not me. With that being said, is anybody really surprised? Is anybody really surprised that these people feel betrayed? They feel hoodwinked, led astray, heartbroken, right? When, again, people like me, who, you know, I'm just honest with black folks, right? I'm called a sellout and all this other stuff because I'm honest, right? I'm telling you the truth, okay, about situations like this. These people were led astray by people like Tariq Nasheed, Willie D, the Amazing Bottom, right? Where are all these individuals right now? Where are all these individuals who were so passionate about supporting Karmelo Anthony based off lies? That, oh, well, he was drunk. You don't understand his self-defense because that boy, Austin Metcalf and the other white boy, Hunter Metcalf, they were jumping Karmelo, right? This is what they said. And they led all of these black folks to believe that Karmelo actually had a strong self-defense case and that they should be donating to his defense based off lies. And now all of a sudden they're silent. Again, the real sellouts, again, like the Amazing Bottom, for example, he's moved on to his new grift, supporting socialists, right? Supporting socialists. That's the new grift. But for whatever reason, these people haven't said anything about what's currently going on, right? Haven't said anything about the indictment. Haven't said anything about the fact that the family is asking for more money. Haven't said anything about the video or the alleged video, according to the people who watched the video, basically saying, we don't see any jumping or any type of, real, action happening before the stabbing, right? We don't see what a lot of these people claimed happened before the stabbing in order to justify the self-defense claim from Karmelo. We don't see it. Why is that? Because again, just a few months ago, these people were so passionate about this being self-defense. Now all of a sudden they went silent. They went quiet on the story. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. But again, I'm a sellout though. Even though I've never misled black people to donate their money to a cause that I didn't believe in. In fact, the only thing I've ever told black people to do with their money is to save and invest. Which, if you follow my advice, then, you'll make some money, right? Your money's not going to be burnt on fire, which is what happened with all these black folks that decided to listen to these race hustlers, these fake pro-blacks, these clowns that led people to believe that Karmelo actually had a strong case of self-defense. But they made money, though. They made money off all these videos, pushing lies, fake information, disinformation, really, to be honest with you, because it's done on purpose. Disinformation, claiming people like me are selling out, right? Even though I'm telling the truth. They made money. But again, they led black people to believe that this was actually something worth donating to. That's what they did. I think they sold you out, right? The so-called pro-blacks, right? These FBA people, they sold you out. But now the tides have turned. You have a lot of black people that they're realizing they've been tricked. They've been hoodwinked. They've been led astray. They've been run amok, right? They're realizing that now, and we're seeing it show up in the fact that the latest round of funding from the Karmelo family is flopping, right? It is flopping big time. So just a few days ago, this was posted on June 26th. Okay, they were at $536,000 in donation. Now, fast forward to today, they're at $541,000. So they raised about $5,000 in 3 to 4 days, which is a tiny amount compared to what they were raising before. And we're talking about this is the beginning of their new fundraiser push, right? This was after the indictment. And they've only raised 4,000 to 5,000 in a few days. That's bad. That means that people, they're not giving to this anymore, right? People aren't falling for this anymore. People are saying, nah, we're good. We're not going to give you money for you to blow it and then turn around and ask for more, right? Look at what they claim they're spending the money on. Safe relocation for our family. Basic living expenses. Transportation to and from court proceedings. Trauma-informed counseling for the entire family. Enhanced security measures. And critically retaining qualified legal counsel and a thorough and fair investigative team. Again, this part is what pisses people off. This part is what pisses people off. Because if that's what you're using the money on, then why do you need a public defender? Why do you need a public defender? Again, that's the last bullet point. But that should have been the first bullet point. Again, it shows you that their priorities are out of line. Right? Completely out of line. But I know where the money went, right? I know where the vast majority of the money went. It went to this clown right here, right? It went to this dude right here. This dude right here got a bag, right? He got a bag off of these people, right? Off the EBT community. Remember I told you guys, pay attention to the language. Nowhere in here are they saying, hey, donate to Karmelo because he's innocent. Nowhere. You can't even find innocent in the description. You can't find it. Donate to him because we believe he's not guilty. Can't find that either. Right? But donate because he wants, a fair trial. Fair trial. We want a fair trial, right? We want a thorough investigation. But do you believe he's innocent? That's the question. Because I don't think they believe he's innocent. This guy couldn't say with a straight face that he believed that Karmelo was innocent. So again, when people are asking where did the money go, ask this guy. Ask this dude, Al Sharpton Jr. This dude just pulled off an easy grift. Easy. And see, that's the worst part about it. This guy is taking advantage of the family. He thinks that he's doing well for the family because he's raised that money. A lot of that money going in his pockets. Oh, the security team. Who is the security team? Probably his guys or people that he know. He's probably getting a kickback. Trauma counseling, kickback. The vehicles, kickback. I mean, I'm just saying this guy's he's taking some off the top for everything. Everything. I guarantee you. So again, when people are asking where did the money go, you need to be asking this guy, right? That's what you need to be going to and say, yeah, where's the money? What'd you use the money on? This dude got his pockets lined off of idiots. People that'll believe anything, right? Believe in random people on the internet. Well, yeah, that boy Karmelo was jumped. They jumped that dude, right? They was trying to beat up on dude, right? Some random dude on the internet claiming to be a witness, and people just believed it. I wouldn't be surprised if all of it was coordinated, because that's how stupid they believe black people are. So anyways, the grift that keeps on grifting, right, are claiming that nah, you don't understand. The money was not spent on all of these things that people are claiming. That this is all false stuff, right? This comes from the American Freedmen Legal Fund, aka the pro-black, the FBA grifters, right? Because we notice the grift is a Freedmen Reparations Fund Trust, aka people who take money from black folks thinking that these people are going to fight for reparations, right? Even though they're never going to get reparations. Again, this is the grift that keeps on grifting. I'm telling you. Anyways, this is what they put out here. Contrary to recent misinformation circling on X, no $540,000 was raised or spent on Karmelo's legal representation. The image posted falsely identifies a man who is not Karmelo's attorney and attempts to discredit the public advocacy work done on his behalf. Let's set the record straight. Karmelo was 17 years old when arrested and has no spouse. He was declared indigent by the Collin County courts, meaning he legally qualified for a public defender, not a high-priced attorney. No luxury homes, Cadillacs, or inflated legal bills exist. What does exist is a mountain of smear tactics against a minor who graduated high school despite the odds. Our work helped Karmelo complete his education and hold the system accountable through lawful, documented public defense. The records speak for themselves. The lies do too. Keep your memes. We'll keep the receipts. AKA, we're not going to show you what the money was spent on, right? Just trust us, okay? Just trust us. Even though the family is essentially claiming broke and they want more money. They want basically another $1 million. But people aren't falling for it. People aren't falling. People are tired of giving. They said, nah, we're good on this. Because in their second fundraising round, they should have raised a lot more than they did over the past few days. That means that they're not going to raise that much more after this unless something crazy happens, right? You know, unless the actual video is released and there's actual real evidence that this was self-defense, right? Then, you know, they're probably not going to raise that much more money. And this grift is basically done. They, again, the blacks, the EBT community, they've turned against these people because they realize that, yeah, this is a ripoff, right? That the money's not going to where it's supposed to go to. And yeah, here we are. So we're going to see. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.